So if security comes by and says anything, I'll be like, look, I got a broken hand and I'm inflating. So yeah. Oh, what a trip to Montana. I didn't think Montana was going to be this way. I mean, it's not just like the broken wrist and crashing my mountain bike and the issue with the mountain bike park not wanting to lift my bike up anymore because I got fed up of helping the girl with the spine issue, or my van getting smashed. But I also helped somebody that was talking about harming themselves, had to go make the call to the local police department to intervene, a bunch of us. So did that. That was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and I've been out exactly 3 times here in 2 months. So I went to dinner last week. I went to dinner like a month ago, and then when I first got here, the first like week I was here, I did a hike and went to a music thing, like a bar that had music, like an old people's, like old guys band. Like they've all been here since like the 90s. Bunch of ski bums that were in a band. And then yeah, and then I just kind of like hung out with my friend, watch movies. So like I've not really done a lot here. But except get injured. But it's inevitable, and the van is making all sorts of noises and needs all sorts of maintenance. I got almost 2 months of mountain biking in, which was good. I won't be able to mountain bike because you're so brake bumpy. I probably could mountain bike with this wrist brace on because it's not even moving anything. But the scaphoid bone, the doctor was telling me today that it's the one bone in the hand that has the worst blood flow, because all the bones get the blood coming up, right? And then the scaphoid, it kind of goes back around and then it gets to the scaphoid bone, or the scaphoid bone. And so when you break that in half, it's the one that heals the least, like the least quickly, because it's the easiest break, but it's the least quick because it gets the blood flow last. And so that's why they're going to put pins in my wrist to help speed that up, which I'm good with. And I haven't really ridden my mountain bike, you know, in a week. So, but I did work out yesterday and today at the gym, so that was good. And who's texting me? Go away. Go away. So, anyway, this is Grumpy Jennie, because Grumpy Jennie has an inflated arm. Yeah, I'm like an air mattress. So, if you press the button, it goes. That's not the. I'm gonna do this to little kids when I see them. I'm like. They're gonna be like, who's that weird lady with the weird arm? Yeah, I only have this on for 2 days. I'm not even gonna take it off tomorrow to shower. I'll just put the plastic over it. Just a normal night in a Montana Walmart. So there you go. Okay, I'm gonna get back to nursing this thing. You can see here, that's what I'm nursing. I can move it finally. It's just the nerve blockers. The worst was that I couldn't feel my entire arm. It didn't even feel like it was attached to my body, and yet I had pins and needles the whole night in my fingers, and it didn't feel like my fingers were attached to my body either. They were just randomly floating in midair. It was brutal. Never ever get a nerve blocker. I'm like, I'll just deal with this pain. I took an naproxen this morning and one this afternoon, so that's it for today. It doesn't make me drowsy, which is good. I had it with some food, and I'm not taking the oxy. I refuse. I'm just gonna I don't even know how to dispose of it, but I'm gonna get rid of it before somebody asks me for it. So anyway, yeah, I'm just terrified. I've watched all the documentaries and everything, and I'm like, I do not want to take oxy. That shit will mess you up. Good evening. It's about 10:30 p.m. I've just been laying here all evening watching YouTube and Netflix, and there's a new brace on my arm. This is what I'll wear for the next like 8 weeks. It's really super comfortable. I can't even move my hand. Like I can't move, like I have no opposable thumb. I can't do the whole like okay sign. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I go back to occupational therapy on Thursday, and then I'll probably skip next week on the 19th, and then come back on the 21st. And then I think the 22nd, yeah, I just have occupational therapy twice a week, and then I have a 2-week follow-up on the 21st with my doctor. So that's great. But yeah, today is August 12th, and I can't believe it's already August. What a year this has been. I miss Jeff. We haven't gotten him out of the lab. It's August, and they were going to start dissecting him again, which is just horrendous. So LAPD never got back to me. I'm horrified, but I can still push through. They can still cremate the body and return it to us. Otherwise we have to wait another 1.5 years before we can even have a burial, which is it's just traumatizing for his little girl and everybody else. But I'm healing, getting through this. Yeah, I really like this brace. I think they make snowboarding gear as well, because the occupational therapist was saying that the same company, BOA, also makes snowboarding boots. So I don't know, but very happy with the care. It's free, so that helps too. But yeah, so that's it. That's my arm. I've been just looking at the ceiling all night, watching my iPad over there. Anyway, that said, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, sleep in a little bit, go try to do an hour, try to do 45 minutes on the stair climber tomorrow. I did 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If I can do 45 minutes at least, if I can do an hour, that would be great. But if I can do 45 minutes, I'll be very happy. Yeah, then that's it. Then Thursday, work out at the gym, shower, do laundry. It'll be a lot easier to shower with this thing on. Do laundry, and then just kind of get the van ready for going home for the weekend. So it's just been a chill 2 weeks. Can't believe I went through surgery, but really happy that I did. The incision doesn't look too bad. This is a picture of it. Actually looks fine. No blood. Ooh, but that's hurting for me to hold it up like this. I haven't taken any oxy. I will not touch oxycodone at all. In fact, I need to get rid of it, and I don't want it to be put into the wrong hands or anything like that. It's just, I'm gonna just chuck it away. I don't think I can flush it down the toilet. I think I need to take it back to the pharmacy and have them dispose of it. But yeah, I don't want it in my possession. I have no desire to take that kind of, narcotic. I never have, I never will. I'll just push through the pain. I did take naproxen, which is like acetaminophen, and that helps, but I just took one before bed, and that's fine. Doesn't make me drowsy, no side effects. But I'll be stopping taking that on Friday. So I just want a whole week of just using the naproxen, and that's it. And then I should be good to go without any pain meds. And I am heading to the gym. I'm back on track. I've got the brace put on now for the next 10 weeks. And they put a little sleeve on it, so it's nice and comfortable. And they will take it off for me. I'm not going to take this off until I go to physical therapy twice a week. But I'll take it off on Thursday. And what I'll do is do like the physical therapy, mostly the finger touching and stuff like that. Learning how to drink a cup of tea with my pinky sticking out. That's super important. That's just really what we're gonna do. I don't know, bit of a lazy, stressful week in kind of weird ways, but managed to work a little bit on my computer. Got a ton of videos done, got like 17 videos done. So I just need to export them and upload them, which I'll do when I'm back in Houston, when I have good Wi-Fi available, or at the airport where there's good Wi-Fi. I also have good Wi-Fi in the van. The T-Mobile hotspot is only $30 a month, and if you're in like a town, or you're in even some remote areas, it's almost as good as Starlink. It's actually cheaper, obviously, but it's good when you're in town and you don't have to go find a Starbucks where you can't upload or download videos very quickly. You can just be in your van for the upload and download. So it's very convenient. I don't really use it that often, but it's nice to have when I have, the ability to have enough power on my computer to sit and work on it. So in the mornings now, since I'm not riding at the mountain bike park, I have been basically just kind of sleeping until like 8:30. I sleep hard. I think it was all the meds getting out of me. But no more pain, no more naproxen. I never took the oxy, but no more naproxen. I don't need the pain meds anymore. I don't feel any pain. Just at night, it's just a little discomfort, just because your hands get more swollen throughout the day. But I think I'm fine. Yeah, so just gonna go try to do 45 minutes on the stair climber today, and then tomorrow try to do an hour. So just kind of slowly making my way up. But anyway, back to me. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to do the stair climber. Hopefully my water bottle's not leaking all over the floor. It just fell down. Blue sky, there we go. There's a blue sky. And yeah, I'm gonna go to Planet Fitness. It's on the same road as Walmart, so it's just 5 minutes down the road. For now, I'm able to just, delete videos and upload videos and label videos, but anything that requires like a lot of thinking, I'm still really kind of exhausted from, like mentally exhausted from the surgery. So, but I'm glad I had it. And actually I was very surprised that the wound wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be all bleeding and stuff. No, it's very clean, very good. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go now. Somehow my gas gauge is messing up again. I filled up a full tank and it says I only have 226 miles instead of 326. I don't know what's going on. All right, now goes 7 hours of sitting here. Oh, I'm stuck, hang on. I can't even lift this, hang on a minute, I'm one-handed. I don't have my backpack because I have a broken arm. So I thought my rolling bag would be better, and it's actually more annoying. So let me go in and sit down somewhere for like 20 minutes. There's a cafe over here. Oh, hang on. I don't know where he dropped me off. I don't even know where I am. Okay, I think I'm at the gates over here. All right, it's 1:20. I've got my annoying bag. Backpack probably would have been easier, but I don't know. So now I only have one arm. Well, I have to use the good arm to pull the suitcase, and then I've got my bad arm, so I actually have no hands to carry anything. Anyway, I've got my snack bag, so I'm gonna eat something, and then I've got 5 hours. It's 1:20, so we board at 6:30, so I've got 5 hours to just sit here and watch people and feel like I'm in Montana. I had a good talk with the Uber driver about the gentrification of Bozeman and how it's really not, it's very disconnected. But anyway, but yeah, a lot of people coming in for a vacation. This is the Yellowstone airport, even though we're like 2 hours from Yellowstone, which is kind of funny. Anyway, okay, let me drink my tea and drink my protein shake and maybe have my bagel. It's all good. Okay. Oh, that's funny. They've got the Museum of the Rockies. Dig dinos, we do. And then they have the American Computer and Robotics Museum. Come see our dinosaurs. It's like an Apple Mac from like the 90s. All right, I'm in Seattle. I just have to go to N1. So let me go over here and look at the departures. I'm going to Houston, Houston Bush, N1, now at 12:04 a.m. So it's raining outside. Oh, really good restaurants over here. Luckily I don't have to take a train, so that's good. I didn't need the wheelchair either because I'm just gonna walk out here for a minute. I've got like 3 hours to get to 16 gates down. So actually that's N18, oh, N1, N13, N18. N1 is this way. Okay, and they got a little coffee shop where I think everything is closing. Yeah, I think everything's closing up. I don't know. I would like a hot drink, actually. I think I would like something. Actually, I'd like some French fries. I would like some truffle Parmesan French fries. That's exactly what I want. I don't think they have it. They do have drinks where they're like $6, $7. I think I'm fine. I need to wash out my my Yeti as well. So I'm gonna walk down slowly. Actually, my hand is okay. My back is not hurting too much. I slept the whole way, actually. So I got to lay down, which I think helps. All right, I'm back in Houston. I forgot that I was coming in through the Alaska entrance, which is a little bit different, a little bit longer. But yeah, so it's like 7:30 in the morning. We got here a little bit late. I slept the whole time. I sat next to a really cool girl. What plane is that out there? That's like a massive airplane. Don't know what airplane that is. I love airplanes, by the way. Okay. And then this is not an automatic door. I can't even open the door.
Here, I got it.
It's okay, yeah. I thought it was automatic. Okay, here we are. All right, let's go home and go to bed. I'm gonna sleep a couple more hours and then get my day going. Good morning from Houston Airport. There's all my stuff. Oh my God, I'm tired. It is 4 o'clock in the morning and I didn't film anything coming over here because I'm tired, I'm sweaty, it's hot. It's like 90 degrees at like 3 in the morning. But yeah, I just got through TSA, took half a second. They moved it around, they've changed it to the other side, which I think is better. That way I get to scowl at the peasant line when I arrive. Anyway, okay, so yeah, they moved it, they switched everything around. They changed the location of everything in like the last 2 weeks, so the last 3 days actually. So I'm going to Alaska. I'm not going to Alaska, I'm going to Alaska Airlines. Blah, 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 I'm tired. Yeah, so I'm on A3, which is right over here. I feel like I'm turned around or something, but this is the right side. That's right, because when I'm on Spirit, I have to walk all the way through to the other side. That's right. But anyway, so yeah, let me get on the plane in like an hour or so. And it should be a pretty easy flight, 4.5 hours or 4 hours. I'm gonna sleep the whole time. Hand is feeling good, I'm just sweaty. I've got my pillows, got like 1,000 pillows right here. And my food bag. I went to the British store and got a few snacks and some other stuff. I bought cheese and I realized I don't have a fridge. I should have brought my little car fridge with me, but it's okay. I'm flying Alaska, so I have an extra bag. So I've got this bag which is what I used when I went to New York. And then I have this bag, which is my rolling suitcase, which I hate. You'd think it'd be more convenient. It's actually a backpack as well, but it's just annoying to like drag it behind me. I'd rather have a backpack, but I can't have a backpack with my wrist because I'm still kind of beat up. So blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know, TSA. You tell me all the time. I know. I signed the paperwork. I'm fully aware of what I'm supposed to do and not do. All right, let's go to the gate, sit, and the kid's getting wrestled. It's like kids got so much energy at 4 in the morning. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, this is the Spirit Terminal too, so it's like Jerry Springer most mornings. Somebody gets punched. Yeah, it's a great turnout. Actually, my bucket list in my life is to be that person who gets the whole plane to themselves because of a computer glitch. I'd love to be that. I've been on a plane where there's been like 20 people and there's been like 300 extra seats or something ridiculous. Like when I went to England, there was 110 empty seats. But yeah, there's all my stuff. I got my water bottle filled up at El Tiempo, and the bartender, I'm like, it's so hot. Why is it still hot? Like 2 o'clock in the morning. And she goes, where are you from? I said, well, I live here, but I'm never here. I'm in Montana for the summer. And she goes, yeah, this guy from Australia came over here the other day and was like, I need an oxygen tank. I'm like, you can't breathe. The humidity is like ridiculous. All right, I'm on the plane. I pre-boarded, and yeah, great turnout. It's like I may be the only one on the plane now. It's really nice because they partner with Hawaiians, so you've got like the Hawaiian flight attendants and you have the Alaska flight attendants, which is the 2 states I have never been to. So the irony. Anyway, they gave me a whole bunch of band-aids. I've got to reinforce. My thumb is cutting into the brace, so I need to like reinforce it. Hopefully I have the whole row to myself. I don't know if it's a full plane or not, but it'll be nice to sleep. I've got like 3 pillows. Yeah, so I think I'll be good. I sleep pretty well on these. You can also move, I can't do it with that hand, but anyway, you can move the headrest, like bend it so that you can have like a bended headrest. So that makes it nice as well. And then they have these little things right here where you can put your iPad on. So I have my iPad in my bag if I want to watch anything. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna probably try to sleep as much as I can. They also have plugs. They've got USB plug, and then they have plug down here which has the British plug as well, and I don't know if they have any other countries on here, but I know they have the British version, then they have the American version, so that's convenient for all the British people going to Alaska or Hawaii. All right, final flight. Might be the final flight to Bozeman if I can get out of here in 3 weeks and go to Colorado, fly out of Denver, but here we go. Yeah, I think I might do that. I've got an invite in Colorado Springs. So let's get on the plane. I've got 11C, so I don't have very far to walk. All right, I'm exiting the airport. All right, there's rideshare. This guy was talking to me. He goes, you know what this place needs? They need clocks. I'm like, there are no clocks in this entire airport. Because, you know, we have a time difference change and all this stuff. Then he was talking to me, he was Coast Guard, and he asked me, you know, how I hurt my hand, and I said, you know, I told him what I do with a nonprofit, and he leans in and whispers in my ear, he goes, did you hit up the Yellowstone Club? I heard the billionaires pushed out the millionaires. And I was like, I gotta get a nice dress and go over there. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the wrist is a good talking point. People tend to like, you know, I don't know, people that have like crushes on or like fetishes of people that are injured. It's like you want to like help them, but be like more loving.